Okay, what's up, guys? My name is Ramsey Mongru, creator of Self Mastery Within, and in today's video, I'm going to show you guys a game that I made called L'Affaire d'Honneur or Affaire d'Honneur, Affaire d'Honneur, but it means affair of honor in English. Uh, and in this game, it's like a mixture of tic tac toe, battleship, and the truth part of truth or dare. So this is something that I just thought of. I thought of like a couple of weeks ago actually, and I think it's a pretty cool game. So remember, it's a mixture of tic tac toe, battleship, and truth or dare. Um, and you and your opponent will be using the following symbols. An X, circle, a diamond, and a check mark. X, circle, diamond, check mark. And you guys are gonna have two separate sheets of paper. So you'll have a sheet of paper, and your opponent's gonna have a sheet of paper. That's how the game is gonna go. I'm gonna go through like I think like maybe 9 steps, and I'll explain to you how to play the game with your friend, or if you guys are married or whatever. But it's a two-player game. All right, so let's just get into it. So the first thing you're gonna do, you guys get two separate sheets of paper, get a pencil or a pen. It's a lot easier with the pencil though, because the tic-tac-toe element. And you draw the grid for the tic-tac-toe. I already have everything pre-drawn, so I'm not going to be drawing anything. You draw the grid for the tic-tac-toe. That's step one. Just draw the grid. On your piece of paper, you draw your grid for the tic-tac-toe. Step two, and this is optional. You don't have to do this, but it makes it more interesting. You can write on your sheet of paper the following spaces and what they are. So here I have center, here I have middle, top right TR, middle right MR, bottom right BR. Then see here I have top center TC, bottom center BC. Then to the left I have top left TL, middle left ML, and bottom left BL. So this is optional. You don't have to do this, but it makes it more interesting. So because what we're going to be doing is basically you and your opponent are going to be saying things like, center or TR or MR or BR or TC or BC or ML or BL. It makes it more interesting when you say it like that because it's like a code word for you and your opponent to check something. So that's why I put that element in there. It just makes it more interesting to say the abbreviations. You can also say bottom right, center, whatever, because you're gonna be speaking to your opponent in this game. So it's optional. You don't have to, but it makes it more interesting if you do that. Okay, now step three. Step three is you guys can flip a coin, but you have to determine which one is gonna be X and which one is gonna be circle. So there's the tic-tac-toe element to it. So you can flip a coin if you want, but you have to determine who's gonna be X and who's gonna be circle. So and then you can write your strengths and flaws. So you can write 3 strengths and 3 flaws. All right, and your opponent will also write 3 strengths and 3 flaws as well. So write three things you consider a strength and 3 things that you consider a flaw, and your opponent will do the same. All right, and then determine which one's gonna be X and which one's gonna be O. Okay, so now step 4 is you can mix up your strengths and flaws. Or I should probably write you should mix up your strengths and flaws. So you can have 2 strengths, 1 flaw, or 2 flaws, 1 strength. But you must never write 3 strengths slash flaws. So you can't write just 3 strengths or 3 flaws. It has to be a combination, either 2 strengths, 1 flaw, 2 flaws, 1 strength, 1 flaw, 2 strengths, 1 strength, 2 flaws, something like that. But it can't just be strength, 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 flaw, flaw, flaw. It can't be that. It has to be a combination of them. It can't just be 3 straight of it. That's why I said in step 3 for you to write 3 for each and then pick from the 6 you have written. So you write 3 strengths and you write 3 strengths, you write 3 flaws, and then you pick 3 out of those 6 that you wrote. So you and your opponent both do this in step 4. Okay. Then let's go. Once you guys have done your thing with the 3 strengths and 3 flaws thing, you figure out who's X and who's O, then the game can begin. So here I have, the veil / curtain or whatever. I just wrote that because in this 2-player game, you have 2 separate sheets of paper. So you're gonna have one sheet, and your opponent will have a different sheet. But you guys cannot see each other's sheets. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be designed that way, that you can't see each other's pieces of paper. You have 2 different sheets of paper. That's why I have the veil curtain written here. So once you write your 3 strengths, your combination of your strengths and flaws, and your opponent does the same, then on your grid, you're gonna write where you wanna place your X or your O's, your X's or your O's. So you see how player X here, he has 1, 2, 3. He wrote his 3 X's here. That's what you're gonna do. So you can draw your 3 X's. You can do it diagonal right. You can do it diagonal left. You could do it across, vertical, whatever. But you have to draw in your 3. You know what I mean? And your opponent has to do the same. So draw in their 3. You draw in your 3. All right. Remember, your opponent cannot see this. This is something that you're doing. Your opponent cannot. They don't know where you're drawing these things. This is the battleship element of it, because in battleship, I believe it was you had to put down your stuff, and then your opponent did the same, but they couldn't see it, and they had to guess which one it was, and if they were right, they hit it, and then they could sink your ship if they hit it enough times. So that's what that part is. You write your 3 X's, the person writes their 3 circles, and then after that, you write your strengths and weaknesses. So you see how the person has 3 X's here, and they have great at sports, bad at math, and good at being social. And then the person has their 3 circles here, and they have bad at being social, bad at science, but good at driving / racing. So that's how it's gonna be. You draw out your 3 X's, or the person draws out the 3 circles, wherever they want to put it, but they have to draw it out. It has to be there only for you to see, not your opponent. And you can write your strengths and weaknesses too if you want to. You can do that too. Remember, it's the curtain. The person cannot see what you're doing. All right, step 6. Now you start guessing which space belongs to your opponent. So I have here written 1, 2, 3, and so on. So this goes off based off this. So you see how circle, the person guessed bottom right, BR. And they both, circle guessed bottom right for X. That's why I put 1 here. And as you can see, X doesn't have a bottom right. So they both put in a space because there's nothing there. Then in the second turn, it's player X's turn. Player X guessed center for circle. But as you can see, circle doesn't have a center. But X does have a center. So X draws in the diamond shape that I was talking to you about earlier, and circle draws in the space. So you see how it's going now? Are you getting it now? You guys are both filling the space, but if that person has something there, they'll draw in the diamond shape for theirs. Then in the third move, because now it's player O's turn, they guessed top left. And X doesn't have a top left, but circle does have a top left. So circle would draw the diamond shape, and X would draw the space. And we keep on going just like that. That's how it would go. So you see what I'm talking about? Like if you have a space and it's your turn or whatever, and you have a space like the way X did, like they had center, but then circle didn't have, X had center, but circle didn't have center, so circle put in a space, but X put in the diamond. If it sounds confusing, you can rewind it, but I think I explained that part pretty well. Let's go on to the next one. Remember, you can use a check mark for correct guess. Okay, so now in step 7, if your opponent guesses the right space, you must reveal your strengths / flaws. So you see how X has diagonal right, circle has vertical, and I put like 1, 2, 3, 4. So the first one is X guess center. He has a center, but circle doesn't. So they put in a diamond because X has center, but circle doesn't. The diamond, so circle put in the they filled it in. Then second, circle guessed top left. There's nothing on the top left here. The circle does have top left. So circle put the diamond and X fill in the space. So now it's getting filled up now. Then the third move is X's turn. X guessed bottom right. There's no bottom right on each of these. So they both fill in the space. Fourth turn, circle guessed middle left. Circle does have middle left, but X doesn't. So X puts in the space, circle puts in the diamond again. Now in the fifth turn, X gets bottom left. Circle does have a bottom left. So there'll be a check mark here. That's my fault. I'll draw a check mark. There, anyway. So check mark. So then, because it's bottom left and that is circle space, circle would reveal something. So circle would say, I'm bad at being social. Because X guessed it right. See what I mean? Then circle's turn now. Circle guessed top right. X has top right. So X will say, I'm great at sports. That's one of his strengths. I'm just giving you an example. That's pretty much how it goes. You know what I mean? So I hope this is like a clear example of what I'm talking about. Then in step 8, if the game comes to a draw, it's over. Step 9, if your opponent guesses all 3 spaces correctly, you lose, and vice versa. If you guess it right, you win, your opponent loses. So here I have the 3 circles here. Here I have the 3 circles. 3 circles. Wait. 3 circles here. Should be 3 X's here. Oh, so X. So let's go with the 3 circles first. So X is X guesses top left, middle left, bottom left. So obviously the way I have it written here, the person that chose X guessed right correctly, all 3 of them, and they revealed their strengths and weaknesses. So, great at sports, bad at science, and bad at drawing. All right. Let me see if I have anything. I don't have anything on this side. And it would be the same thing for X. If X was had top right, middle right, bottom right. That's probably what I meant to say. So if X was to have, top right, middle right, bottom right, it'd be the same thing. So it'd be a check mark, check mark, and check mark. So it'd be the same thing. All right, I got a little bit confused, but anyways. So circle, 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 X, 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 top left, middle left, bottom left, top right, middle right, bottom right. And basically, if they guessed it correctly, it'd be you both draw a check mark for the ones that you got correctly, and then you would reveal your strength or your flaw. And that's how it would go. If you'd win or if you lose, vice versa. So that's the name of the game. Obviously, it requires honor. You have to be very honorable if you're playing this game. That's why I said it's a fair of honor, because you got to be very honorable if you're playing this game. But have at it. I'm gonna write in the post later all the different uses you can have for this game, all different ways, the different truth elements you can play with it, the truth of their elements you can play with it. That's what I'm gonna write in the post later. What this game can be used for, you know what I mean? The specific things that it can be used for. So that's it for the video for how to play Affair of Honor. And just have at let me know how it goes, guys. You can leave the comment. I fixed the comment section finally, so you can play around with that. So my name is Ramsey Mongru. That's how I played Affair of Honor, and have a nice guy. Have a nice day, guys. Take it easy.